Welcome guys to the Meet Damien live stream. I am Damien, and let me just fix this camera here real quick here. But we're looking at the price of Bitcoin right now. Currently trading at $93,500 after having a nice little correction or buying a dip opportunity here. We're looking at the 1 hour chart here for Bitcoin. We got up to $94,800 on Monday afternoon. And then we kind of almost had like a little bit of a double top here. I know some people in the chat were saying, or on the Discord, they were saying, "Oh, double top on Bitcoin," and that's because Bitcoin got up to like 94,400, and it couldn't really actually get up to like that $94,500 area that we've been eyeballing, or at least I've been eyeballing it on the charts here. And that was good enough for some people to click the sell button. Some short sellers to try to enter a short. I actually was in a short yesterday at 94,500, but I got out of the short last night. You know, I made a good amount of money the past couple of days, and I just wasn't sure if Bitcoin was ready to go down yet, and I just didn't want to, you know, I just closed a short in profit at like around like 93,500. Okay, or maybe it was like 93,800. It was somewhere in that area. Okay. But we did actually get a little bit of a dip last night, only for us to come back up this morning, and then we finally got the real dip, the real buy the dip opportunity, if you guys want to call it that. And we're down here. Well, we went down to this 50-day moving average, which was acting as support on the 1 hour time frame. The 50 simple moving average came below it a little bit. We actually hit another zone that I've been looking at, which is the $91,400 area. Where we were trading at sideways all throughout Sunday here and a little bit of a Saturday, and that was enough for us to get that area bounce, and now we're actually trying to make our way back up to 94k again, maybe here for Bitcoin. I actually was looking for this zone, and I entered a Bitcoin long this afternoon, which is now, let's take a look at it. It's a 20x long. I'm sorry, not 20, 40x long. And I'm up about 71% on that. I got in at 91,700, and I'm targeting 94,500 on this long, with the stop loss at 91,600 as of now. So I really won't lose too much if I, get stopped out. You know, my stop loss is like near break even at this point, because now we're up pretty significantly. And if we get up to 94,500, I'll be up, about 116 bucks, with $100 of margin, and I'll be up about 118% on the long. But so far, a good call. And I'll try to get into the charts here to show you what I was looking for to get into that long, and what made me feel good about staying in the long. And that's using the momentum indicators here, which is the MACD and the market cipher B. Let me go ahead and turn the music down just a little bit more. But here on the momentum indicators, like the MACD, right? On the 1 hour time frame, we see that the selling pressure is starting to die down, and it would be nice to see a MACD cross over to the upside, and then I think that will put us back at 94k again, or even maybe 95k. Who knows? Okay, so we got a little bit of a dip opportunity there. Now let me get into the 15-minute time frame, because this is what I was really looking at this afternoon. This afternoon I saw that the selling pressure came in, right? Got very steep around 1 o'clock this afternoon, and then the selling pressure started dying down, which gave me confidence to enter a long on Bitcoin. And then I saw the MACD crossover around 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the afternoon, 3 o'clock, somewhere around that time. And this just confirms to me that if I wasn't already long, that I can actually get into a long. But because I wasn't a long, this confirmed to me that I could stay in the long. Okay, so I'm gonna stay in the long on Bitcoin until until the buying pressure dies down on the 15-minute time frame here for the MACD. Okay, and then of course looking at the money flow here on market cipher B, we saw that money flow did go down, right? But then we got that green buy dot here at like 115 on the 15-minute time frame here, and then we saw money flow start increasing again, and when we saw momentum increasing. This is just confirming to me that it's okay to be in a long on Bitcoin right now. Okay, if you're day trading or scalp trading, which is what I'm doing right now, then you can do that. You can definitely do that, in my opinion here. All right, so maybe this is a buy the dip opportunity here, and maybe we're gonna end up climbing right back to 94,500 here. But maybe finally, you know, after we see this little buy the dip opportunity here, maybe this will encourage more people to start getting comfortable with Bitcoin and crypto, and we might see higher prices for Bitcoin and crypto. Now let me zoom out here a little bit. If we were to continue going to higher prices here, I do have a Fibonacci that I drew out from like 94,800 all the way down to like 84,400, which is like this, basically this low right here. Okay, this last higher low. Okay, from swing low to swing high. This Fibonacci showed me that Bitcoin could get up to like 97,600. Okay. That's a level to be looking at. That's the 1272 Fibonacci extension using this Fibonacci here. Okay. And what else? You know, another thing I like to use, I like to use the VRVP indicator here to see if there's any high volume nodes up there. Most of the high volume is pretty much at 94,500. If we can get past 94,500 and 95K, we don't really have that much resistance. We might have some resistance at 97K. So like 97,000. Still an idea here, right? But I'm gonna have to really zoom out here, try to gather some more data. All right, and now that I gather some more data, I start to see a little bit of high volume here. We could see Bitcoin go to 101K. 101,000 is where this high volume node is hanging out at, and that just so happens to be where this 1618 is on the Fibonacci. So I think, you know, believe it or not, as unbelievable as it could be, after we've been through hell, and in October, November, December, Bitcoin could actually go to 101K. And then, of course, people are gonna say, we're so back. But, you know, we're gonna still look at the charts here to see if we really are back. Because, like I said, I've said in previous live streams, I'm not really gonna be fully convinced that Bitcoin is out of the woodwork with the downtrend and the bear market, possibly, until we get up to like 108K, which is, I think that's where the daily 200 SMA is at, this red line here. I know I got a bunch of red lines here, but this red line right here, okay, sitting at 106,600, that's when I'll be cautiously optimistic on Bitcoin. So even though it's like we're having some good days here where Bitcoin's back at 93K and 94K and actually staying there, I'm still not bullish until we get up to at least 106,600, and that's just me flipping from bear to bull. I can go back to being a bear again if we get rejected off the 2-day moving average and we don't go higher than 107K. Then I will go back being a bear again. Okay, but I think we're getting that relief rally that I talked about in December, that there could be a possible relief rally here on Bitcoin. I know my chart's a little bit messy. Maybe I'll show you another chart here so it's not so messy here, okay? But, you know, I have, you know, called for a relief rally in January because what I saw on the 3-day, if I go into the 3-day chart now and I pull up that MACD indicator, this is what I was seeing here in November, December. I saw selling pressure was dying down, and then I saw the MACD cross over towards like Christmas time, and I was like, guys, I think Bitcoin and crypto wants to go up. Okay, even before the new year, I was like, I think it wants to go up because of what I'm seeing on the MACD on the 3-day chart, which is pretty significant time frame, and then also on the 5-day time frame. You know, I saw a selling pressure is dying down. It's still dying. We haven't even had green buying pressure candles yet here on the MACD. Last time we saw a green buying pressure candle on the 5-day MACD was back in August. All right, so like even when Bitcoin made all-time highs in October, we were getting selling pressure, guys, on the 5-day time frame. But now look, selling pressure is dying down, and then we're about to get a MACD crossover too on the 5-day time frame. So this is why I still think, like, you know, Bitcoin, if it continues doing what it's doing, we could see 100K in January, maybe February. We could see that. But let me get into the chat here, see what you guys have to say about what I've said so far, and then you know, and then yeah, then we'll start looking at some other coins here besides Bitcoin. Let's see. I know Ava Medina. I see Ava Medina. I said hello to you. Thank you for hitting that like button, Ava Medina. I appreciate that. I see Jay's in the chat as well, asking for BBI and Poet. Okay, we'll take a look at those. And then I see a couple of new guys here. I see Locked In Ender. Good to see he gives me a wave here. And then I see Ricky Ricardo asking me about, do I think XRP eventually will decouple from the traditional crypto market and value will not fluctuate with Bitcoin? It kind of does go hand in hand with Bitcoin. So like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana and XRP, they're all like best buddies and pals, and they pretty much do the same thing on the charts. They're pretty much tied together, unless something specific to that project launches that coin. You know, they all pretty much do the same. You know, like going back to like last year, you know, Solana hit its all-time high in like January of last year, mainly because of the meme coin pump and because of Trump coin and Millennia coin coming out, and that sent, you know, Solana to like new all-time highs before XRP did. Okay, however, right, in like July of last year, XRP went to new all-time highs because of the stablecoin legislation, and it was going to be very beneficial to XRP in that moment and instance. So XRP had its day in the sun when Solana was like not even close to being near all-time highs. Okay, so you need something coin specific for XRP for it to actually start decoupling from Bitcoin, because other than that, it's pretty much going to trade just like Bitcoin. That's why, you know, everybody keeps like saying like, oh, we should try this one, try XRP, try Solana, try Ethereum, and to be honest with you, being in Bitcoin is just good enough. All right, you're still gonna make money. People keep trying to deter and get away from Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is gonna make money first, and then the altcoins follow along. Okay, that's usually how it goes. I've been in the cryptocurrency space since 2017, and I know that Bitcoin runs the show. Bitcoin goes up, and then the other coins follow. And Bitcoin goes down, and then the other coins follow. It's always the Bitcoin show here. But anyways, I could look at XRP if that's a request. Let me go ahead and write down these other requests though, because we got Jay asking for BBAI, and then he wants to look at Poet as well. So those are a couple of stocks. So this is not just a cryptocurrency channel. I do talk about stocks as well. If you guys have stocks you want me to take a look at on the charts here, I can do it as well. All right. D2 Miami wants to look at Render. Okay, so I think I'll try to fit Render in between BBAI and Poet. All right, and then let's see. El Curto wants to look at Jasmine. I think I might put that in there as well. So we'll look at BBAI first, and then we'll look at Render and Jasmine, and then we'll come back around to looking at Poet. All right, and then I see Lorraine's in the chat. Thank you, Lorraine, for smashing that like button. Appreciate that. And thank you, Inferno Storm, for sending the rose. Appreciate that. And I see D2 Miami's also smashing that like button as well. Guys, if you could smash that like button, I appreciate that. All you gotta do is double tap your screen here. I'm doing a TikTok stream, so all you gotta do is double tap on your phone. And then for my YouTube guys, just smash that like button. You know the drill. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I want to make sure I didn't miss any requests here. I think I got it. Oh, we got Benjamin asking for Solana. Okay, so we will look at Solana too. And Ricky Ricardo, just to reiterate, was that a request for XRP? Because we can't look at XRP if that's what you want to do. All right. You know, I'll just tentatively write it down here. Make sure I get that in at some point here. All right. So, Bitcoin. Just finishing up my thoughts here. I think Bitcoin is continuing its march up to higher prices until something happens. Now, something could happen to derail this rally, right? I know we're kind of getting a little bit excited, and maybe we might be getting ahead of our skis here, okay? But, you know, when Bitcoin actually gets up to 100K, if it does get up to 100K this month, I think that's a good time to consider taking some profits or getting rid of some of your losers. If you have some losers, you might be able to sell those losers at higher prices here, okay? Later on this week, we do have the jobs report on Friday that could, you know, mess things up in the markets. And then I think we got a CPI report next week after that. So there are some things to be watching out for that could derail this rally. And then, of course, the United States government we might actually get another government shutdown later on by the end of this month or into February, because they're still arguing about healthcare, Medicare reform. So, you know, the Democrats are making that an issue, and the Republicans don't think it's an issue, but they're gonna try to make it an issue by shutting the government down. So we got to worry about that again. Like we just had that 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and it's gonna happen all over again. So, you know, let's try to make money while we still can, but just keep in mind that, you know, there could be some negative catalysts later on this week and next month, or later on this month. All right, let's move on to Big Bear AI. I'm gonna start working through the requests here, and then we'll take a look at Render, Jasmine, and Soul after that. All right, so Big Bear AI currently trading at $6.39. Oh, all right, yeah, that's the aftermarket hours there, but it actually traded during the regular hours at 6:41. Okay, up 9% today. Wow. Okay. So Big Bear AI, I think it is hitting a fib level here, right? Or about to hit a fib level. That 647 level there at the 0.32 fib retracement. So that's an idea. It's like maybe if you're short-term trading it, maybe time to take some profits here on Big Bear AI. But if you're in it for a little bit longer and you think it's going to go to higher, I think we did say that the 618 at 759, 774 was an idea here to like take some profits on Big Bear AI. And if I throw in the VRVP indicator here, let's see what the volume profiles are saying here. All right, so the volume profiles, you do got a value area high at like 705. All right, so maybe it wasn't the golden pocket. I think we were targeting $7 here, because you got the 0.5 retracement at 703, and then you got the value area high at like 703 in this area. So I think Big Bear AI could continue climbing up, and then it's going to have a tougher time getting past $7 here. But if it does get past $7, then the volume drops off on the VRVP indicator here. You don't get resistance until like $9. And $9, or it's around $9 was what we were at back here in October. I think, you know, if you do see it get up to like $9, you should consider taking some more profit if you haven't done so already. Okay, so those are your profit targets to the upside here on Big Bear AI. Downside, I mean, if this is going to end up being a lower high compared to the highs here back here in December, then we could come back down to the POC and use that as support. The POC is now sitting at 612 for Big Bear AI. However, if that doesn't hold, then, you know, we most likely will come down to the value area low, where the 200-day moving average is also sitting at. The 200-day moving average is sitting at 546 right now, and I got this value area low at like 548. So I think that's your other support zone here for Big Bear AI. Okay, maybe you might be able to buy some cheaper Big Bear AI at that price and ride it up to higher prices here. But yeah, I think Big Bear AI looks healthy. Let's take a look at the momentum indicators to see how healthy it is. And you're now just getting a green buying pressure candle showing up here on the MACD, and you got the MACD crossover to the upside. So I think Big Bear AI is going to try to go to higher prices, up to like maybe $7 or maybe $9. Okay. And then here on the market cipher B, you got that green buy dot last Friday, and then the money flow is starting to go up here, and you're just waiting for the money flow to go green to justify probably taking some profits at that point. But it's gonna, you know, justify being long and strong on Big Bear AI here. Okay, so I think BBAI looking good so far. All right, looks like we got some more requests that came in from Alva Medina. He wants to look at VeChain and ZIL, SPX. Let me go ahead and write those down as well. I don't know why, you know, my nose was scratchy and itchy yesterday while I was live streaming, and it's doing the same thing today. I don't know. I mean, I cleaned the shower the other day, and I don't know if maybe the chemicals I was using, because I just got out of the shower before I started live streaming. I'm thinking like maybe whatever I sprayed the bathroom with is messing up with my nose right now. Anyways, I don't know, maybe that was TMI. I'm just talking out loud here, but my nose is itchy, and I don't think it's because I'm getting sick. It's just, I think it's because of the shower and the chemicals. Anyways, let me go write that down. VET, VChain, and then ZIL. I don't think I ever looked at ZIL before. And then SPX. Is that SPX 900, 6900? Or do you want me to look at SPX? Because there is an SPX. There is like an, you know, SPX, which is like the stock market SPX, S&P 500. I'm gonna need some clarification on that. Ava Medina, do you want to look at SPX 6900? All right, and then Jay, I'm gonna try to fit Poet, and I had some other people here on TikTok that put in requests. I'm gonna look at Render and Jasmine, and then look at Poet, and then Solana, and then we got these requests that just came in from Ava Medina as well. So you guys are keeping me busy. I'm getting to it. I'm gonna get right back to work. Okay, get right back to work. Don't mind me scratching my nose in the meantime. All right, let's take a look at Render. See how Render's doing. No, I didn't forget about you, Jay. There's a bunch of people. I got people in my my TikTok and my YouTube. They're all asking for me to look at their coins and stocks. All right, all right. Let's see. Render currently trading at $2.44, up 10% today. What is Render doing here? Let's see. Render is looking pretty strong, pretty good. It's been having a pretty good week. Like, we started getting these green candles as soon as the new year. Render was like, all right, we're off to the races here. I don't know if something's going on with like AI crypto and just AI stocks, but somebody is making the decision here to pour money into AI cryptos, because I know Render's in AI crypto, and so is like Virtuals and some of these other ones. And they've been catching the bids ever since the new year started. So Render's getting the AI narrative going on here, and it's catching those bids. You're at the value area high, so Render could possibly be overvalued. All right, if we don't continue the momentum, or if we don't start using you know, the value area high here at like 238 as support, we could end up getting rejected and come back down. Now, if we come back down, there is the 50-day moving average, this green line here, could act as support. That's at $2.10 here. All right, but if we don't get support off of that, then, I mean, there's some high volume here at the $1.80, maybe $1.60. But the point of control, the majority of people actually bought Render. Recently, they've been buying it at like $1.28. That should be your support for sure. If none of these moving averages are going to act as support, and none of these other high volume nodes act as support, you got your most likely support is going to be $1.28, if anything. Okay. Now you probably want to know, like, how much higher could Render go, right? Because we all want to know how much more money can we make. Let me get rid of this Fibonacci here. I mean, we do got moving averages above us. The 200-day moving average is sitting at 289. That could be where Render might go next before it gets rejected. And let me just zoom out here to get some more data. Now we got data going all the way back to like almost a year ago in February of 2025. And if Render continues being bullish here, there's a high volume node at 330, and then there's a POC at 390. Okay, and the majority of people that bought in 2025, they were buying and selling Render at 390. So that is probably your swing trade long-term target for Render. If you haven't sold anything at Render, if you haven't sold any of Render by the time this thing climbs up to 390, then what have you been doing? You're taking chances with, you know, losing out on your profits here. I would try to take some profit at 390 here for Render. Okay. All right, moving on from Render, we're gonna take a look at Jasmine, and then we'll come back around and take a look at Poet. All right, let's see. Jasmine. Make sure I write that thing down right, correct here. Jasmine trading on Binance, currently trading at 967 is what we're gonna call it. It's up 29% today. Let me get rid of some of this previous chart work here. But Jasmine was in a downtrend for the longest time here until what? The new year, right? The new year, new me. Let's go buy some crypto, right? And here we are. I think we got some moving averages to look out for that could act as resistance. You got the 100-day moving average at 0.0106 pennies, basically a penny. Is where we could get our next resistance or next rejection. And then here at the 200-day moving average, we could get rejected at 0.0117 pennies here, which is kind of confluent with a high volume node. So we are coming up on some potential resistance here for Jasmine. Just keep that in mind. You know, we had a nice little party here this past week with Jasmine coin, but now I would expect maybe some bullish consolidation to start happening, especially when you get to that 200-day moving average at 0.0117 pennies here. But I think Jasmine looks good and strong. Let's see how the momentum indicators are showing. Market Cipher B. How healthy is this move? We got a green candle, a green buy dot here on January 1st. And then since then it's been off to the races on Jasmine. Now you got money flow in the green. Momentum going up to the upside. I think we could continue going up to higher prices here. And then let's see, what else we got here? For the MACD, green buying pressure candles here. So I think it's still solid and strong, and buying pressure is increasing. So I think Jasmine wants to go up rather than down from what I'm seeing here. Okay. But if it does come down, you do got the 50-day moving average at 864, and then you got the point of control here at 726. All right. Man, I'm gonna see if I could. My nose is just itching. I don't know. I think I added some bleach in the shower, and it's just messing up my nose right now. What are we talking about here? Someone is mad that they didn't buy. And let's see, someone's saying here, stating the obvious after a 30% day. Are you getting toxic over here on TikTok? Huh? Are we trying to like poke fun of people over here? Son, thank you for following me here on TikTok. I'm trying to catch up on the chat. And then Freedom Force says, did I trade USDT? And then Laureen says, you have to go, but you'll watch the rest of it on YouTube. Yep, you can do that. If you guys need to rewatch the live stream, you can watch the replay on YouTube. All right. And thank you for, putting in the links there for Discord and YouTube there, Maureen, if you're still in the chat. Let's see. Vlad True says, hi, say names from Adam. Is that a request for Adam? Just let me know if you if you got a request for Adam there. Because I see you talking about it. I'm not sure if it's a request though. El Curdo is asking, is there a potential alt season for 2026? Man, I'm afraid to say alt season after what we've been through this past year. All I'll say is like we're getting a rally in the altcoins, and it could continue towards the end of the month here, but I don't know what's going to happen next. We're going to keep on looking at the charts to see what might happen next. But I wouldn't call an altcoin season yet. Okay. There are things to be looking out for to get us to see if we're going to get an altcoin season. Like we got to see Bitcoin dominance dropping like a rock. We got to see Bitcoin also near all-time highs, while dominance is dropping like a rock on Bitcoin dominance. And then you'll see your altcoin season that you're looking for. All right. So I would call it an altcoin rally. It's an altcoin rally. Okay. Let's just use that for a label if you're looking for labels here. It's an altcoin rally, not an altcoin season yet. Okay. All right. Moving on from Jasmine, we will take a look at Poet. And then we'll take a look at Solana. I feel like if we call it altcoin season, we're gonna jinx ourselves. So let's just call it an altcoin rally for now. How about that? Let's go with that for now. We don't want to jinx ourselves. Poet Technology is currently trading at $7.35, down 1% today. However, you are above all the moving averages. You had a couple of good days here, a good day here on Friday and a good day here on Monday, and you're gonna have to try to rival and get above this last high here at 790. You do that, and then I think you could try to challenge the highs back here in October, where we saw this thing at like 865 at one point, and then also 941. And I do have a Fibonacci that I drew for this one over here. Some Fibonacci levels to look out to the upside that are still above us is the 61865 golden pocket at 766, 777, and then the 786 retracement at $8.41. Those are the targets to be looking for to the upside before we actually hit 942 like we did back here in October. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. I think this is still good Fibonacci. And all I did was I pulled from like 941, 942 down to like 469 to get these targets here on my Fibonacci, to get these fib levels here. Okay, to the downside, if Poet was to go down for whatever reason, right? And it could be because maybe, you know, for those who like chart patterns, you could have a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. There could be like a head and shoulder pattern forming right now on Poet. And if it does go down, right, then we got the moving averages below us to give us some support. At the very least, you would expect the 200 moving average to act as support. That's at 539, but maybe it doesn't have to go that far down on a correction. Maybe it actually comes down to the 50 moving average, that green line at 604. Okay, and I think that is putting you right between these two Fibonacci numbers below you, 650 and 581. Probably be a good area to try to scoop up some cheaper Poet if you can. All right, I think those numbers kind of match up with the moving averages that are below us right now on the daily time frame. Let's see, is it going to go down? Let's look at the momentum indicators to give us an idea as like what the trend might be over the next few days. The MACD is showing some buying pressure showing up, and you got a MACD crossover on Friday, or maybe that was like Wednesday. Yeah, it looks like no, it was Friday. Yeah, Friday. MACD crossover to the upside, and you just need to see some more buying pressure show up, because if it doesn't, then the MACD is going to probably get a crossover to the downside, and then you'll see red candles showing up here instead of green candles. So it's a little bit iffy right now on Poet. The trend, it's not that strong, but the trend is up, but it's just not that strong right now. Okay, and then here on Market Cipher B, money flow is still in the green. That's good to see. And you got a green buy dot here on January 2nd, last Friday. So I think it's good. But now I'm a little bit worried is, you know, are we going to be making lower highs here? Is there a trend of us going down on Market Cipher B with the momentum? The momentum is this blue stuff here, okay? This dark blue wave, okay? If the momentum is trending downward, then yeah, then you know you will see lower prices for Poet. So this, I want to see if we can actually get above, you know, these last lower highs here, this whole lower high and then this high, okay, on the Market Cipher B indicator. So it's a little bit iffy on Poet, in my opinion here, okay. But I think it's trying to go to higher prices, but it's just not in a fully convincing fashion here. Is what I'm seeing on the charts. Let's see. We have someone says take a look at the SoFi. All right, I'll write that down. We do have some other requests here on the whiteboard to look at. So just letting you know, like I'm gonna get to it. You put it down and you request it. I will actually write it down and we'll get to it. But keep in mind that I do have I gotta look at Solana and VeChain and Zill for a few other people here. So that was Poet. So I got Jay covered on his request there. And Ava Medina wants to look at SPX 6900. Got it. All right. All right. On to Solana, because we had that as a request. And I'm just getting them. I'm first come first served basis here, guys. Oh, it's good to see Solana's back at $140 now. All right, I know it was at 143 earlier this morning. So Solana currently trading at $140 at $2.50. I'm sorry, up 1.8% today. And we're looking at the daily time frame here on Solana. Solana keeps marching its way up. It does have a 50-day moving average that could act as resistance at $159. Okay, which is kind of confluent with this sideways trading action here back in November. So I think, you know, $159 might be the next upside target for Solana, where I would like to take some profit on some of my spot bags that I still have on Solana. Okay. Let's go ahead and throw in the VRVP indicator, see if the VRVP indicator agrees with any of that. And yeah, there is some high volume nodes here at 153 to like 162. So between like 153 to 163, I would say that's a good target to sell some Solana and take some profit in that area. Right now, you can see on the VRVP indicator here, we have climbed through a lot of high volume nodes here already on Solana. With that, you can see that right there. We climbed through the high volume nodes here. We got one more high volume node here at $143. After $143, I think Solana could shoot up hot, you know, just rocket up and higher in price up to like $153. It could probably do that in less than 1 day, because there's really not that much volume here on the VRVP indicator. All right, this is showing all the people that bought and sold. No one really bought and sold Solana at $148, $147. No one really did that. Okay, you got some candlewick here, some candlewick lows here at like $146, $147. Well, all that is showing is that it went down there probably for like maybe 5 minutes, an hour during those days here, but it did not close at $147, $148. So I think once Solana gets past 143, 144, it's gonna go up to 150, 159 or 160 in no time. All right, so that's those are upside targets for Solana. I didn't really do downside targets. Your downside target is gonna still be the high volume nodes that we went past, with the highest volume node being that POC sitting at $132. That should be your support zone for Solana. I think I might put my stop loss. I might move my stop loss on my Solana spot bags to like this candlewick low here at $129. If Solana goes below $129, you know, then it could be, you know, game over and rolling down to lower prices here. And I do not want to, you know, see myself with a bunch of Solana and Solana trading at like 120 or less. Okay. But there is a value area low here at about 116, 117 bucks. That should be your ultimate support area for Solana. If Solana does roll over and start coming down, it should get some support at 117. If not, then I think it's going to be a game over. And we're going to probably go to lower prices if we can't even hold 117 on Solana. All right, moving on from Solana, we're going to now take a look at XRP. So we're kind of doing like the big boys, the big dogs here, the high market cap cryptocurrencies. Looking at XRP, I did mark off on my chart where the high volume nodes are at, so I could probably take the VRVP indicator off for now, so it doesn't get too messy here. I can always turn it back on later. But yeah, there is a high volume node here at $2.20. That's where XRP could get some support, and it actually did that today. Actually, it actually went down to 220, probably like this afternoon during that little dip that we had, and it respected that. Okay. But that's also like where we have some candlewick highs and some candle body closes at this area of 220. 220 is your support for now for XRP unless it doesn't hold. And if it doesn't hold, then we could come down to 205 is your next high volume node on the VRVP indicator here. And that's where XRP should get some support. Is even more support at 205. And let me just turn that indicator on one more time. But yeah, you can see that, yeah, there's high volume over here. Okay, at 205. All right, so that's going to be your support zone. Support zone. The first support zone is 220. The second support zone is 205 on XRP. Now that we know how low XRP could possibly go, how high could it go? We got the 100-day moving average right above us at 250, and then the 200-day moving average at 256. So right in between these two guys, okay, between the 100-day and the 200-day is probably where you'll see resistance for XRP. So I think 250 to 255 is where XRP is going next if it's going to continue being bullish. But that might be where it kind of like flags out and consolidates, hopefully. Or it could just go up there, get rejected, and come right back to 228 or 220 again. But I'm expecting a reaction at 250 and 255 here for XRP. All right, just using the moving averages here. And now that I zoomed out here, let's see what the VRVP has to say, if there's going to be any reaction at that area. You got a high volume node here at 251, so there you go. The VRVP indicator is agreeing that the moving averages and the VRVP indicator are probably both going to be right about 250 being a tough area for XRP to get past. And if it does get past that, then then we'll start talking about maybe 280 or 287, and then of course this VRVP indicator is showing a POC, a point of control at 302. Man, when's the last time XRP's been $3? That would have been October 7th. Yikes. But yeah, that's XRP for the most part, price targets wise. I don't know if you want to take a look at the momentum indicators here real quick. Let's see what the MACD is showing here on the daily time frame. Buying pressure is steadily increasing here. So that's very good. That probably means XRP wants to continue going to higher prices here. And I don't see anything that's showing that it's going to start curving back down. So MACD looks strong for XRP's daily time frame here. And then let's see, market cipher B, got a green buy dot here on January 1st on New Year's Day, and then that's right around where the money flow, right? The money flow got that money flow flip to the green right after New Year's Day. So everything's looking good. I think XRP has the green light to go to higher prices here, just looking at the daily time frame. Okay, so yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. I feel like we got beaten down enough already here. Hopefully you guys can make some more money with XRP going up to higher prices. All right, Ginger Chris says, when you look before, it could break 242 on its way to 260 hard resistance. Okay. And you're saying that, yeah, you looked, if you want to flip XRP coins at $2.30. And then another guy here saying that XRP is a good boy, always respect to the leg. Okay. All right. Yeah, we're talking about crypto right now. You said, bro, am I buying some more? I went long on Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are longs I'm in on my WEEX exchange here. So if you guys want to day trade, leverage trade crypto, you can do it here on WEEX. And here I have a Bitcoin long that I went into this afternoon. I got in at 91,780, and I'm up like 65% on that. And I'm also in an Ethereum long as well. Let's see, I'm up 74% and about up 109 bucks on that trade there. So yeah, I am day trading and looking for longs right now after that dip that we got this afternoon. But I'll probably be looking for shorts maybe, I don't know, when Bitcoin gets back up to 95K again, or 94,500. And if you guys want to trade on WEEX, okay, you want to come join the day trading. Well, first of all, let me show you that they got some cool promotions here on WEEX. They got like a new user bonus here, up to like $30,000 here, okay? You guys can get like $30,000 bonuses here on WEEX exchange. All you gotta do is sign up and use my referral code here. And my referral code, right, should be here on TikTok. If you want to join WEEX, there's that link in my bio, and you got that right there. Make sure you put that code XVDP. That's my referral code there. Okay, and I'll actually would get commission from whatever day trading you guys do on WEEX. They do give me commission, so that's disclaimer. But yeah, I mean, that's one way to help me out here. Is to just, I mean, if you're gonna be trading anyways, you might as well trade on WEEX. They don't require a VPN. They don't do KYC. All you need is an email address, and you can start trading on WEEX. And they're doing those bonuses. I just showed you the bonuses, but let me let me just show it to you one more time here. They do got some bonuses here. Like if you put like $6,000 and you just leave it on the exchange for 3 days here, $6,000 of tether, they'll give you like a $3,000 airdrop here, where basically they'll give you like 20x leverage. So they'll probably give you like $150 of margin with 20x leverage, and you can do like a $3,000 position. Probably what they've been doing is they've been asking me, do I want to do Ethereum, and then do I want to go long or short on Ethereum. So you get these bonuses here: 3,000, 4,000, $100, $100, right? And there's more of them that I've already done myself. Like I already did this $2,000 position airdrop here on WEEX, and all I had to do was just put $3,000 on the exchange and leave it there for 3 days. Okay, so might be worth taking a look at if you're looking for a cryptocurrency exchange to start trading on. Try out WEEX. That's where I'm on. All right, just catching up on the chat here. Someone says they got XRP at $1.60. That's awesome. Yeah, that's my code is XVDP. My YouTube guys, they can see it on the screen. It says literally XVDP. Let me see if I can just show it to you guys here on for those who are interested in putting the referral code in. But let me go ahead here and then boom. There we go. There's my referral code there for WEEX, XVDP. All right, back to the chats here. All right, and then also back in the chat, what are you guys saying here? Yo, bro, what's up? Can you show 1 hour Bitcoin volume thingy? I think I can do that. And then, yes, we got to look at SoFi. We will look at SoFi. I got you coming up. Whew, you guys keep me busy. All right, let me look at SoFi, and then I'll come back and look at Bitcoin, okay? And then I still got you, Ava Medina. Your requests are coming up as well. We gotta look at VeChain, SPX 6900, and ZIL. I got you. So yeah, let's look at SoFi. I believe SoFi is a stock, right? Yeah, SoFi Technologies on the NASDAQ. Oh, I have looked at this chart, and I drew out a Fibonacci, which yeah, this thing has already played out on the Fibonacci. Let me go ahead and get rid of this stuff. Oh, SoFi actually hit its all-time high a while ago here, so I'm gonna get rid of that too. I gotta clean up the charts here. All right, so SoFi looking so good, to be honest with you. It's trading at $26.98 here. It's above almost all of its moving averages here, unlike a lot of these cryptocurrencies. SoFi is bullish because it's above this 200-day, this 100-day, and the 50-day. But oh, it looks like it kind of just, oh, maybe it actually got below the 50-day just now. But yeah, I would say, like, you know, back in November, this thing was really bullish when it was above the 21 EMA, the 50, the 100, and the 200. And now you're kind of making some lower highs here, so that's not good. That's not good. However, you start still making higher lows here. So this is what it kind of looks like here for my people who like drawing patterns here. It looks like SoFi might be in a symmetrical triangle right now. Kind of looking like this. All right. And you're near the bottom of the symmetrical triangle. You're there, like, kind of hugging like the uptrend here. This is where I would look to try to buy some SoFi if I was inclined to do so, and then I would try to take profit when we get towards like the top of this triangle, okay? Because we don't know if we're just gonna get rejected again and come right back down to the bottom of the triangle on the symmetrical triangle here. All right, but I would be looking to buy or along it in this area. Let's see how healthy it looks like on the MACD and the momentum indicators. Are we actually going to go up here on SoFi? So the MACD, the moving averages are like all over the place here. You got a MACD crossover to the upside. on New Year's Eve. Okay. And it was kind of like almost like a fake out. It looked like it was going to cross down, but then it actually did a cross over to the upside. All right. But this is just showing me choppy price action. You are getting some green buying pressure candles over the last few days here. We need to see more buying pressure, or else this is going to just look choppy as shit. Okay. And you can see that, right? We've been choppy. Like, we've been trading sideways and consolidating here on SoFi. Let's see. I bet you Marcus FB probably looks the same thing, just showing choppiness, right? You got buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, right? You got money flow in the red, money flow in the green, money flow in the red, money flow in the green, right? It's just choppiness. So not really showing a strong trend here. However, you are making higher lows here on the momentum, so maybe it will actually start trending upward and higher in price. I don't know. It's just iffy right now. Kind of like, almost like Poet. Like I was saying that Poet was looking iffy. This is looking iffy too, okay? Just because it's just consolidating. Now let me go ahead and draw on and put on the VRVP indicator here. And it will show me levels to look out below as well as levels to look up above us. The POC, the strongest amount of support for SoFi, is currently trading. I mean, that POC is currently at 20. What's that blue line? $27.25. Since we're below that, that's going to act as resistance. But once we get above it, it should act as support. All right. But the majority of people that have been buying SoFi, they've been buying at $27.25. So they're just at break even at $27.25. However, if we do go down to lower prices, right? We got a gap in the VRVP. There's some volume here at 25, and then there's some more volume here at $23.60. Maybe that's where SoFi wants to go down. So, you know, we could drop 10-15% before we start getting some support at like 23 bucks here. And now to the upside, you know, we do have the a high volume node here at $29.40. If we can get past that, then I think the next stop is the value area high at $31.30 here. So those are your upside targets for SoFi, just using the VRVP indicator here. Alrighty, so that's SoFi in a nutshell. Let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin on the 1 hour for my guy who was asking about it here. Jeez. My nose is still itchy. I don't know, I gotta do something about that. Shower or something. Chemicals, whatever I used. Bleach. Ugh. Alright. Looks like Bitcoin currently trading at 93,170. I'm not sure what on the 1 hour chart you wanted to pay attention to. You have to go back and look at your chat here. Did you want me to do the VRVP indicator on the 1 hour chart? Because you said 1 hour Bitcoin volume thingy. Alright, let me go ahead and do that for you. Here is the 1 hour Bitcoin volume thingy, or the VRVP indicator, the visual range volume profile indicator. We got a POC at 93,660. So that is going to probably be where we get resistance for Bitcoin. We already got that here about an hour ago when I first started streaming. We went up to 93,793, and that was right where that high volume node is at. Okay. So we kind of got rejected. All right. We could get some support here at 92,500. You got a high volume node here. And then, of course, you know, we're kind of playing around between 93,600 and then where we drop down to like 91,400. I think we might be range bound between these two levels here. So maybe I should take some profit on my Bitcoin long that I'm in right now. Unless I want to stay in it longer. It's just an idea. But if we do come down, you know, I'll end up losing my profits, right? Because I got in at 91,700 this afternoon. And I just think we're going to be range bound for now. Let's take a look at the momentum indicators to see if we're losing momentum right now. I'm now curious. What is the MACD showing on the 1 hour? MACD showing that the selling pressure is still dying down. However, that doesn't mean too much. You can't just rely on, selling pressure dying down and be like, yeah, we're good. No, because look, selling pressure died down earlier this morning, and then it started increasing later on in the morning. So, selling pressure can die down only for it to start increasing again. Maybe we might see that again here. I don't know. But I think in the next hour or two, probably like when the daily candle closes for Bitcoin, we should see some action going on where either we're going to do a crossover to the upside and see some more upside on Bitcoin, or we might get the MACD, these moving averages, to touch each other, and then this blue line ends up getting rejected and coming down, and then selling pressure would also start increasing again. So I think the next hour or two is very crucial about whether we're going to see higher prices or not for Bitcoin later on tonight. All right. But it's good to see that the selling pressure is dying down. I'll give it that. On market cipher B, we got a green buy dot that came in at 3 o'clock this afternoon, and momentum is to the upside. I want to see money flow start curving up. I want to see money flow actually go into the green. But we shall see. We shall see. We shall see. Let's see. Another good time frame I like looking for my day trading is a 15-minute time frame. On the 15-minute time frame, market cipher B, we're already having money flow in the green, but we did get a red sell dot around 5 o'clock, about what, 20 minutes ago? That's not good. I don't want to see that. I want green buy dots because I'm in a long. So yeah, that's not the best thing to see. And then here on the MACD, oh, buying pressure is dying down right now. Interesting. This is not good. Not good. The shorter time frames is showing that Bitcoin wants to go down. All right, you convinced me. I'm gonna take off a little bit off of my Bitcoin trade here. Let me see if I can go back into my my positions here on WEEX. And what I'll probably do is I'll probably sell half the position right now. I won't sell all of it because we could still possibly go up. But what I'll do here is I'm going to go on WEEX and I will close right now. What was the price at? 92.9 or something like that. Let's see. 92.941 or 92.948. Oh, actually, I got it right there. 92.948. 92.959. How about that? Yeah. And I'll close about 50% of the position. Oh, look at that. Now price is going up. Uh-oh. Maybe I need to get into the 5-minute time frame. I was just about to close it. Let's see. I don't want to, but I probably should do the right thing and not get too greedy, right? At least show you guys what it's like to close partial, take partial profits on your positions here on WEEX. All right, so we are. Look at this. Look at this. See, look at this. Look at this. On the 5-minute time frame for Bitcoin. Again, they got a green candle now. I was just about to sell, and now all of a sudden it wants to go up higher. It's being nice to me, but you know what? Let me just show you what it looks like, anyways. Okay. All right, so look at this, 93,000, and all right, so I'll just put 93,000. How about that? 93,000, and we're still doing 50% of the position, and I will close it. Boom. I just took a little bit of profit, took a little bit off the table there on my Bitcoin long. I still got about like $49 of margin here. Still got an unrealized profit of $26 here. Still got an ROI of 53%. But I think that might have been a prudent thing to do, just in case Bitcoin does decide to drop down lower on us. All right, so I just showed you that, you know, don't be greedy. Don't be too greedy here. It's okay to pay yourself. It's okay to pay the trader. All right. Back to the charts here. I think that's enough of Bitcoin right there. Jack says he wants to take profit at 95K for Bitcoin. And I see Ozzy, the crypto goat, is in here. How you doing, Ozzy? I think I saw you. I was in your live stream yesterday. I saw you did a new live stream. All right. OFG says you have a short at 92,900 and you think it will fill the CME gap. Is it good? You shorted at 92,000. Well, so you just basically shorted just now. And what was your reason for shorting? And you think this is going to go down to like what, 90K maybe? So on the 1 hour time frame, this is usually where I start on my day trades. I like just getting ideas like what the trend is. We saw buying pressure dying down here. I would wait because I mean selling pressure is dying down. Okay, and we still might go up a little bit between now and a couple hours from now. And I think you might be able to get a better short entry at like maybe 93,700 or 94K. I think Bitcoin, I still think Bitcoin wants to go up a little bit more, okay? And that's when I would try to enter the short. I would enter the short when you see like, all right, on the 1 hour time frame, if I can just draw this out, selling pressure is continuing to die down. If selling pressure continues to die down, once it gets to like right when it's about to flip to green, okay? I would try to enter a short, okay? And hopefully that's at like 94K or 93,500 or something like that. And then you're gonna have to pay attention. You don't do something else. You're gonna have to stay in the charts because you're gonna watch, and you're gonna see if the price actually starts dropping down, right? And if the selling pressure starts increasing again, then you know that you got your short entry at a pretty good spot, and the charts are working with you, not against you. Right now, the charts are working against you if you're trying to short, because you know the selling pressure is dying down right now. Okay. Right now, you're hoping that the selling pressure just starts increasing right now, which it could. But I would wait, because look at this right now. Look at this. Bitcoin's climbing up right now at 93,100. All right. I would probably wait until like a little bit higher price to try to enter that short. All right, but it sounds like you already entered the short. I'm just letting you know, like on the 1 hour time frame, it's working against you. Okay, I want to see the blue line here, not this light blue that I just drew, but the actual moving average here. I want to see that blue line actually reject the orange line and come back down. That's going to be your confirmation to enter a short, if that's what you're trying to do here with Bitcoin. That's how I would do it. Not financial advice. Gotta make sure I make that disclaimer. But that's what I'd be looking for here if I was inclined to short Bitcoin right now. You just saw me take some profits on my long, but I still think I can take some more profits with Bitcoin at 94K or 94,500. All right, what are you guys saying here in the chat? Jay put in some more requests here. I still haven't even got to, and I'm about to do Abba Medina's request here. VeChain and ZIL and SPX 6900. And Jay wants to look at OND, IREN, and ASTS. Did you ask for IREN like the other day? Because I think someone was asking for IREN. IREN, that's a stock, right? Because I didn't see that as a crypto. And then you want to look at ONDS. I might have to limit requests to like two or three a stream. Right now, that's like, I think that's like your fifth or sixth request there, Jay. I appreciate it, though. You keep me busy. All right, so you guys are just, I'm trying to catch up on the chat here. D2 Miami's out. See you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. D2 Miami. I'll go live again. 4 to 6 p.m. is when I normally go live. for like a couple hours is when I usually go live. All right. Just trying to catch up on the chat here. Mary Manoraz says hello. Hello, Mary. Let's see. And then who else? Demetrius is saying hello. Hello to you as well, Demetrius. All right. All right, let me get into the requests here. Ava Medina wanted to look at VeChain and then ZIL. What is going on here? This does not look like a good chart to read off of. Let me see if I can find another exchange here. Alright, a little bit better here. Alright, so we are looking at VeChain. Currently trading at 0.0127 pennies. I'm just going to say that 12.73 to make it easier to read. Let's see what the moving averages are doing here. VeChain got above the 21-day exponential moving average. That's good to see. Could get rejected off the 50-day at 1508, about a penny and a half roughly. Then you got the 100 at 1814, and you got the 200 at 1948. So I think the most you could hope for is about almost 2 pennies, or 1900. 0.019 pennies here on VeChain as your upside target. And let me throw in that VRVP now. Ooh, high volume node here. And the value area low at 1690. Make sure you mark that on the chart. Let me go ahead and do that right now in case we ever look at this one again. That's a lot of volume right there. Alright, so that could be a take profit target there. And then let's see. I'll even mark the POC here at 2460. So we'll have that for future reference, that there's some targets here to look for. So even if I'm not using a VRVP indicator, I just know, like, hey, this is an area that I want to consider taking profit at. And then also this one here. Okay. But yeah, you take profit targets. You can use the moving averages for sure. You got the 50-day at 1508, a penny and a half, and then you got the 100-day moving average at 1800, which is right above this high volume node here at 1700. So I think, you know, anywhere between 1500 to like 1800, start clicking that sell button on your VeChain there. And how strong is this move? Is it healthy? Let's look at the MACD real quick. MACD is showing buy pressure is increasing, and you got that MACD crossover right before Christmas. So VeChain's been solid for the last couple of weeks here. And then market cipher B, green buy dot on January 1st, and then momentum is going to the upside. So I think what's going on here with cryptocurrency guys here is a lot of fund managers and institutions around the world, they pay attention to what's going on in crypto, just like they pay attention to what's going on with gold and silver, and they pay attention to what's going on in stock market world and treasury bonds. And they know, everybody knows that crypto got beat the shit out of, got the crap beaten out of over the last 3 months here. So they're selling their winners, which is probably like gold and silver, and maybe selling some stocks here to try and buy some cheap crypto. And I think that's what's going on. We're getting like a sector rotation from these other sectors like gold and silver going into crypto right now. Because you had the end of the year, which crypto also had a bad year, and then you had the end of the quarter, crypto had a bad fourth quarter, you know, and then the end of the month, you know, crypto had like a bad December as well, right? I think Bitcoin had a bad December. So I think that's what's going on. Like a lot of money is now pouring into crypto because they know like you buy the dip. They buy the dip too. So they saw crypto take a dip and they bought it. Alright, Abba Medina says IREN is a stock. Thank you for the clarification there. And is WEEX non-KYC? They don't do KYC unless you want to do KYC. At least I spoke to somebody that works at WEEX, and that's what they told me. And you don't need a VPN either to trade on their exchange. All you need is an email address to start up. So, Ava Medina, you could be my my next referral or referee, and start trading on WEEX, and go take advantage of those bonuses before they get rid of them. Okay. And of course, you'll be helping me out. I know you're not able to do super chats or anything like that here on YouTube yet, but that would be another way you can help me out, is using my referral code and trading on WEEX. Because it sounds like you do trading anyway, so you might as well trade on WEEX, and then I get some of the commissions. I get whatever the trading fees are, I get like 70% of it. Yeah. So you'd be helping out your boy Damien here. Alright. Caro Nice, we're looking at VeChain right now. And I think VeChain is still going to climb up to higher prices here. As long as Bitcoin's climbing up to higher prices, that's going to help out these altcoins here. But if VeChain does start coming down, the 21 EMA below you at 0.0110 pennies here, about, yeah, 1100 is what we'll call it. That should cradle you and hopefully act as support, rather than acting as resistance like it has in the past. So, VeChain, I think that's your support right there, 1100. Okay. All right, we'll move on from ZChain. Let's take a look at. I'm going to take a look at ZIL, because I don't think I've ever looked at that one, and I'm assuming that's a crypto, yeah. Ziliqua, Zilica. How do you pronounce it? Because this, I'm pretty sure this has been around for a while. I just never had anybody request it, and I never looked at it myself till now. Like, look at this. I don't have any previous chart work on ZIL. But here we are. The first time for everything, right? ZIL is currently trading at 537. And man, did it have a brutal 2025, just like the rest of these altcoins and cryptocurrencies. But could there be some potential to bottom out and start making some money here? We're going to try to find that out. First of all, I can just tell you that this thing has been in a downtrend for a while now. But the first order of business to start being bullish again is that you got above the 21 EMA, this white line. Okay, that's good to see. That 21 EMA is at 480. Stay above 480. Or if you do come down to it, try to use it as support and bounce off of that 480 level. But if you could do that, then I think we could see more money going into ZIL. If it can prove to us that it's not going to lose the 21 EMA. Right? Because we have gone above the 21 EMA before in like November, only for us to lose it. Okay? So I don't want to see that. I want to see us get above it, stay above it. Or if you're going to get above it, you can come back to it, but then jump above it again. Alright? Because that is going to show to me that there's some strength here with ZIL. Let's look at the RSI. I'm wondering if it actually showed bullish divergence here. Hey, come on. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Alright, here we go. So, I kind of see a little bit of bullish divergence here, which I'm pretty sure some other traders already spotted this. But I'm looking at this asset for the first time, and I'm also seeing it as well. So you got some bullish divergence here on ZIL. That's good to see as well. Keep doing that, making higher lows here on the RSI, and you're going to help push that price up to higher prices here. So that's good to see. I think I could say that ZIL is trying to bottom out here. Now the next thing I want to see with ZIL is make higher lows. But if you're not going to make higher lows, then do the next best thing, and actually, if you are going to violate the 21 EMA and come down all the way down here, don't go lower than the lows here in December when you went down as low as 429. And you can make the case where you can make a double bottom and then launch up to higher prices. Because if you can do that, then that's still, you know, bottoming out, right? It literally has bottom in its name, a double bottom, right? You get the first bottom, second bottom, and then you launch. But ideally, right, I don't want to see it take it that far down. I want to see you maybe, if you're going to, come down to the 21 EMA, bounce off the 21 EMA, and then make a higher high and go to higher prices, and then this ends up being a higher low. I could work with that. Okay. But maybe ZIL doesn't even do that. Maybe ZIL just keeps climbing up and then hits the 50-day moving average, and then finally comes down and makes a higher low. Who knows? But this is what I would like to see if it's going to do something like, you know, normal. Just make a higher low. Asking for AVAX. Let's see. Guys keep me busy today with all these requests. Alright, so that's enough of ZIL there. I'm going to try to do IREN. And then I'm going to go back and look at SPX 6900, and then I'll try to do AVAX. But you want to look at AVAX and Litecoin. Man, I usually do 2-hour live streams, man, but you guys are like going to make me do a 3-hour live stream here, huh? I guess I got to get it while it's still hot, right? Ah, Ava Medina's in TikTok now, doing a double dipping here. That's cool. I didn't know you're on TikTok as well, Ava Medina. Let me go ahead and follow you here on TikTok. Alright, follow you back. Alright, I just followed you, Ava, on TikTok. You're funny. Alright. So, let's move on. We'll take a look at IREN. IREN Technology Services Company, currently trading at $45.91. Up after market, $46.16. We are now at the 50-day moving average, and you're above most of the moving averages here. Funny enough, the 21 EMA is actually below the 50-day. But, you know, if this thing continues being bullish, then that will get dragged up, you know, above the 50-day at some point here. Kind of almost like a double top here in November and October timeframes here. We topped out at $76.87 here. I kind of want to draw a Fibonacci, see what that does for us here. From the top to we'll call that, is that what we'll call that swing low right there? So we got a 618 golden pocket here at 53 bucks. Right now we're kind of hanging out near the 0.5 retracement at 46 bucks. So we've already hit the normal retracement. We also almost came down to the 0.236 retracement. Almost, but not really. All right, so this was a good time to buy IREN because you were near the 236 retracement, and then you're also near the 100-day moving average. You got front run before you could even hit the 100-day moving average, and you got front run before you could even hit the 236 Fibonacci retracement. So that's okay. That's fine. Or maybe I just, you know, maybe it could be also where I drew from. You know, the swing low might have been a little bit higher, right? The swing low might have been like something like this. You know, who knows? Anyways, I'm just looking at this thing for the first time, so you know, spare me, please. Don't be too harsh on my Fibonacci here. All right. I think this thing looks fine for now because you're above the 50-day moving average. Let's see how healthy it is on the indicators below. RSI is at 54, so you're in neutral territory. Looks like you are making higher lows here. That's good to see. MACD. You get the MACD crossover to the upside on right before Christmas on December 22nd. And then the green buying pressure is here. That's good to see. And then money flow on the market cipher B. Money flow is in the green, and you got a green buy out here on last Friday. So I think Iran wants to continue going up to higher prices here, believe it or not, just from what I'm seeing on the momentum indicators. And then one more indicator here. We'll go look at the VRVP, see what the VRVP has to say. You got a POC, point of control here, blue line sitting at 47 bucks. Is it 47? Yeah, 47. So we're coming up on resistance, some pretty strong resistance here. But if you can make it past 47 bucks, the gap, there's a gap in the VRVP indicator. You don't get much resistance until maybe like 58, or even the value area high at like 60, 61 bucks here. So this thing could jump from basically 48 to like 58 or 61. Could be a $10 jump in price here for Iran. All right, I think that's it for Iran. Let's go look at SPX 6900 now. Alrighty, get rid of that. So we're looking at SPX 6900, currently trading at 62 cents, down 3.2% for today. And this is what it looks like. Your POC, the majority of people have bought over the last few months here. They have bought at that blue line, which is hanging out at 51 cents, we'll call it. So that should be your area of support because you're above it. If you come back down below, down to that area, you should get some support at 51 cents. There's a little bit of high volume here at 54 cents as well, and 56 cents. If SPX 6900 continues to be bullish, there's some high volume here at 70 cents, and then the value area high at 74 cents. You can see like all these candlewick highs here, like 74 cents, 74 cents, 75 cents, 74 cents. So guess what? How many times did I say 74 cents there? That's probably your take profit target for SPX 6900. There's going to be other people that are going to probably look at that target as well. So maybe you can get cute and try to get out before they get out at like maybe 72 or 73 cents is where I would take a take profit if I'm day trading this this bad boy here. Okay, if I'm like in a long on SPX 6900, I might try to front run everybody and try to sell at 72 cents here. Okay, you don't need to squeeze out every last possible penny out of the move. It's okay to take a little bit of profit and maybe front run everybody else that's trying to sell at 74 cents. All right. Oh, we got Cameron's on YouTube right now. Hey, Cameron, I see you. Greetings to you as well, Cameron. Cameron's a pretty experienced trader, and he also trades with a pretty big account. He likes showing off on Discord. Let me see if I can just throw up my Discord. Guys, I do have a Discord channel if you guys want to come join the Meet Damien Discord. You'll see when I go live, like such as this here, right? My YouTube live stream here. You see what positions I'm getting into. I was in a big Bitcoin long. I just took profit on that long just now, just a little bit. But yeah, we also have in the Meet Damien Discord, if you guys like to brag, you can brag about your gains here. And Cameron's over here doing a 75x long on render and up 643%, up 1,000% on his render. All right. Oh, there's Cameron again, up 1,900%. I don't mind. It's just I'm glad I have experienced and knowledgeable traders in my group because I want you guys to be experienced and knowledgeable. And if you aren't experienced and knowledgeable, you can learn from the experienced traders like Cameron himself. as like how he even gets like 1,000% gains and whatnot. But you know, we got other traders here. Nothing wrong with being up 94% on a 20x short on World Liberty Finance. Okay, but yeah, this is where we gather and we share our thoughts and we share our gains and stuff like that. And sometimes we're funny and we share our losses too. You know, because no one's perfect. No one's has a 100% win rate. And if they say they have a 100% win rate, then they're lying to you. And there you go. There's Cameron when he actually loses. Down 1.6% on a 40x long. Okay. But yeah, I mean, if someone says that they have a 100% win rate, they are lying to you, and you need to run away from them, because that's a good way to spot a liar, is if they tell you that they're up 100%. And there it is, Cameron, once again, you know, showing that he's up $4,000 on his Ethereum 20x long. Okay, so there you go. There you go. I love it. I love it. I think it's awesome that we got people who are successful on my Discord channel. If you guys want to join the Discord and hang out with me, Cameron, and everybody else here, you should come join us here on the Meet Damien Discord. Free to join, not gonna cost you anything. And the link to join for my TikTok, guys, is right there in the bio, right next to the WEEX link here. Okay, you got the Discord link to join, and then my YouTube, guys, the link should be in the description to the video. And if it's not, or if it's not working, it should be also on my YouTube page here. That's the link to join the Discord right there. Okay. And yeah, just got to give out that shout out there to Cameron and to my Discord. Chiyama says, what's my entry on Solana? Solana, well, I entered Solana back in 2022 when it was trading at like 13-16 bucks. Is that what you're asking about? My spot bags? I bought Solana when it was like 20 bucks, and then the last major purchase was at like 30 bucks in like October of 2023. Or are you asking me about, like, you know, an entry on Solana right now for like a day trade? We did talk about Solana early in the live stream though, like towards the beginning to middle part of the live stream. But yeah, Solana, I can tell you, like, my stop loss on Solana is at $129 for my spot bags. If Solana goes below 129 bucks, I don't want to stick around and find out how much lower it can go. Today's trade, I didn't really trade Solana today. I was trading Bitcoin, and I added to an Ethereum long. Let me just show you. These are some of the longs I'm on WEEX right now. I took profit on my Bitcoin long. I got in at 91,780, and then I added to my Ethereum long here this afternoon. And it says like the entry price is at 31.60, but I was buying Ethereum last week when it was at like $3,000. But yeah. Solana, I can look at it real quick here. If I was like, you know, try to, like, when I do day trading, I always start on the 1 hour time frame to find out, you know, what the deal is on the 1 hour, because the 1 hour time frame will tell me what's going to happen in the next few hours, and that's, you know, going to pretty much be like the day trade right there. And I mean, sure, yeah, it would have been great to enter at 136 here or 137. You had a POC here at 134, so if Solana was to continue dropping down, 134 would have been a good entry for Solana long. Right now, you know, Solana, I mean, it's just up and to the right. It's just up and to the right here. When Solana gets up to like $143, $144, I'll be looking for a short on Solana, because you just don't know if it's gonna top out again and come back down. And if it does, then you want to take advantage of that move. But would I long Solana right now for a day trade? Not right now. Your opportunity was like this dip right here. You know, other traders took advantage of that and they bought the dip, and now we're kind of in like a no trade area where I would be either waiting to short it at 142, 143 bucks. Okay, or if it does come down right now, I'd be trying to long it if it gets to like 137, 136 bucks. Right, for if we're talking about just day trading and scalp trading. But right now, we're kind of like in no man's land. I wouldn't really be looking for a long or a short right now. CWR says, how do people trade after hours? That's a stock market world. Right now, we're looking at cryptocurrencies, and cryptocurrencies, they trade 24/7, so there is no after hours. After hours is like stock market, and you can do that with your brokers, like whoever your broker is, Robinhood or Charles Schwab or Fidelity or something. You would have to ask them if you can do after hours trading with them. I'm just trying to look at the moving averages here. I think Solana looks pretty solid, and it's on its way up to higher prices. Just looking at the 1 hour time frames here. And let me get rid of this right now. I do want to look at the MACD on the 1 hour. Yeah, I think Solana is going to get ready to go to higher prices here later on tonight, because you got the selling pressure dying down. As long as it's not going to be a fake out, because selling pressure could start increasing again out of nowhere, and you get a fake out, right? But if this turns green, if we start getting our first green candle on the 1 hour time frame on the MACD, and you see a MACD cross over to the upside, I think you're going to see $143, $144 Solana. And then who knows, maybe we break out and go to 150 bucks. But I think that's what we're seeing here with Solana. That's why I'm in longs right now. I'm in longs on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I'm just waiting to take some more profit when they go to higher prices here. So we gotta now continue on with the requests here. We did have a request for AVAX, and I'm gonna see if I can look at ONDS. Yeah. Yeah, Cameron is cooking there, Alpha Medina. You're right about that. I've also had conversations with Cameron. He's also he trades stocks. He's big on stock market as well. He was investing and trading in stocks before he even got into crypto. Cameron, are you still in the chat? Because I want to kind of like, I don't know if I should. I probably shouldn't really. Cameron told me he owned Berkshire Hathaway stock, and I said, oh, the B shares, and he said no, the A shares. And I said, share or shares, and he said shares. If that gives you any idea of what kind of investor Cameron is, he's right up there, man. He's doing well. All right. So here we go. Well, we got looking at Avalanche right now. Currently trading at $14.50. AVAX. What are you doing, AVAX? We're on the 1 hour time frame. Let me get into the daily time frame. Get the bigger picture here. Oh my God. So AVAX is having a good week. Have been having some good days here ever since New Year. New Year has just been really great to crypto so far. We're getting this little crypto rally in January here. Looking at the VRVP indicator here, if we could just get past 1480 and maybe 15 bucks, there's not that much resistance. There's like a little bit here at 1560 and a little bit here at 1780, but I think AVAX could jump up to like $18, right? That's what, like another 20% gain from where we are right now. Let's see. We're gonna measure from where we are right now to the value area high. A 25% gain could actually still be in store for AVAX here, and it wouldn't be weird. It wouldn't be abnormal. It would actually be expected for AVAX to jump up to 18 bucks here and be up 25% from where we are right now. That's cool. Okay, AVAX. All right, but if AVAX is going to get rejected and we're not going to actually go up to higher prices here, then there is a high volume node here at $13.30. But there's even more support here at this POC, the point of control, at $12.30. Let me throw in some moving averages, see what the moving averages have to say about things here. And then you got a possible 21 EMA that could act as support at 12.77. Okay, so you do got some support between like 12.30 and 12.70, and then also 13.30 could act as support if AVAX decides to roll over and drop down, give us 20 or whatever. Do some push-ups here, and then hopefully it does push up, make a higher low, and then we start rocketing up to higher prices here for AVAX. And like I said, I think we could see, you know, $18 because of that value area high, but then also 50-day moving average could be an idea where you could take some profit at like 17.30 here for AVAX. So those are your upside targets here for AVAX. And now I guess the next question is it going to go up or is it going to go down, right? Are we actually going to get rejected here and go down, or are we actually going to go continue up to probably go to 18 bucks here? Well, to get an idea, I go look at the momentum indicators here, and one of them that I think a lot of traders already know how to use, but you know, we'll throw it up here, and that's the MACD. And the MACD is showing that buying pressure is solid in the green. It has been increasing, and it could still be increasing. And you got your MACD crossover to the upside. That was December 21st, right before Christmas. So AVAX, it's looking like it wants to go up from what I'm seeing with the MACD on the daily time frame. And then here on Market Cipher B, this is another momentum indicator. You got the money flow, which is really important to see. It's in the green. All right, you got the money flow flip from red to green around December 28th. And you got a green buy dot here that came on January 1st. So I think AVAX is ready to go to higher prices, not lower prices, from what I'm seeing. This is looking good and strong here. So I think maybe you might get that 20% gain here, right? Where AVAX could go from $14.50 all the way up to $18.25, where that value area high is sitting at. Mario wants to look at Fetch AI. And thank you for the heart me there, Mario. Look at you guys keeping me busy with all these requests here. I don't know if you can see that here on TikTok. And then my YouTube guys, here you go. All these requests here, you guys keep me busy. Appreciate it though. Appreciate it. But yeah, let's see. We looked at SPX 6900, right? Yeah, we did. And we just looked at AVAX. Now we gotta look at ONDS. And then what was the other one? Fetch AI. Alright, so we'll look at Fetch AI and then ONDS and then Fetch AI. Thomas wants to get into trading and you know nothing. Well, good place to start is right here. You're already at a good place where you can learn as much as you can on my live streams. All you gotta do is, just smash that like button by double tapping the screen. I appreciate that. That helps TikTok know that we have a good stream here. But also, if you want to continue the conversation and learn some more, I would say come join the Meet Damien Discord, right? Where you'll be able to talk to me when I'm not live streaming, right? And also share your thoughts and opinions. You'll see when I go live here as well. And to join that that Discord, right there in the bio to my my TikTok channel there, okay? You got the Discord link, okay? And also don't forget to follow me if you haven't done so already. And if for some reason if this link doesn't work, let me know, and then you can just message me, and I'll give you another link. All right. Let's move on to ONDS. But if you feel like you need some more learning and you want to learn at a faster pace, then I can do a Zoom meeting with you, and we could do like a 1-hour session where I teach you everything that I can about trading and investing. And then we'll figure out what the rate is for that. But I would just probably charge you whatever, and then you can send me the money on PayPal or Venmo. That's if you're looking for like a tutoring session. I can do that too. All right. ONDS. That's what we're looking at now. On this, currently trading at $12.84. And on this is a stock on the Nasdaq. It's actually considered overvalued. You're above the value area, the value area high and the value area low, and the POC. You're above all of that. Okay, so almost everybody's in profit right now, which means that they could start taking profit and we could start coming down. If we do start coming down here on this, then I would expect some support here at the value area high at $10.12. That's where I would expect on this to get some support. Using the VRVP indicator here, getting all this data where people were buying and selling. The green area is the buys and the red is the sells, and this shows you what price levels people were buying and selling at. And the first area of support will be that $10.20 level. Now are we near all-time highs on this thing? I'm gonna get rid of the VRVP indicator for now. Let me zoom out. Yeah, I think we are. Oh wait, never mind. Nope. We have been at higher prices here. Back in 2021, this thing was at like $12.97. What was the highest watermark here? 16 bucks. Wow. Okay. So we're not at all-time highs here, but this thing is I mean, it's threatening to go, like it wants to go into price discovery mode and go up to all-time highs. I'm gonna have to draw a Fibonacci now to see how much higher it could go. Alright, so measuring from where we are right now to the low, swing low. We got a 1272 that says we could hit 15 bucks, and then a 1618 that says we could hit 1788. And I know 1788 would be higher than the all-time high at 16 bucks. So that's an idea here. Is that you could take some profit at 1788, or even take some more profit at 1511. But yeah, this thing looks like it's ready to go. And let's see. Yeah, let me just before I even make that statement, let me just see what it looks like on Market Cipher B and MACD. Green money flows in the green. However, you are getting close to overbought territory, and you're at these the red horizontal bars, which is like this is like an RSI. And you did get top signal here back in December, but I'm expecting probably another top signal here in January. And then here on the MACD, you got your MACD crossover to the upside about the day before New Year's on December 30th, and then you got the green buying pressure candle showing up, and it's steadily increasing here, so it's looking so good. It's looking pretty good. I think this thing does want to go up to higher prices here. And then here on the RSI, you got 72.97, so you are overbought, but you can stay overbought on the daily time frame here. And you would need to be overbought if you are going to go to higher prices and go hit new all-time highs. So I wouldn't be surprised if this thing does start making its way up to like 15, 16 bucks here. Yeah, that's on this in a nutshell there. And I already said the support was going to be at like 10 bucks, and that's also where this 618 Fibonacci golden pocket level's at. Right, if I turn on the VRVP indicator one more time. Yeah, we did say there was a value area high, and that value area high is right where that golden pocket's at. So this is your support. If this thing does come down, I will be looking to buy at 10 bucks. And then see if this thing does go up to 15 bucks, 16 bucks. All right, let's move on to Fetch AI. Is Fetch AI still doing good? Because I know the AI cryptos were cashing bids for the new year this month of January. All right, so here we are. Fetch AI currently trading at 29.5 cents. Looks like Fetch AI came right up to the value area high already and got rejected. Okay, it came up to like 31.5 cents, and that's right where that value area high is at. So you already got rejected by the value area high. And now it looks like you're kind of hanging out near the support, the 50-day moving average as support. That green line is acting as support as of now. Okay. But if we're going to continue with a rejection and go to lower prices, there is some more volume here at 26 cents, could act as support. And that's where these candle body wicks and candle body closes are at like 26 cents. I think 26 cents should act as support. And if it doesn't, then it could get really bad. And we might drop down to like the POC here at 21 cents here. Right, so those are your downside targets. Just looking, using the VRVP indicator here. You get your volume nodes here and your highest volume node right here, the POC at that blue line. And then going forward, if we are going to continue the momentum to the high to go to higher prices and we can push past this value area high, then I still think it's good to use the moving averages here as guidance. And I think the 100-day moving average could act as a take profit target resistance at 41 cents. And then another take profit target at 48.5 cents here on the 200-day moving average should act as resistance initially. All right, for Fetch AI. So, you know, we could see Fetch AI get up that high. And then, of course, got to finish up by looking at the indicators below. You are overbought right now on the RSI. Just keep that in mind. All right, so maybe the move might be coming to an end. But if not, you know, you already been warned that the RSI on Fetch AI is already in overbought area, overbought territory. I always have trouble saying that word for some reason. It just does not roll off my tongue that easy. And then here on the MACD, the buying pressure is increasing on the daily time frame, and you had your MACD crossover back around Christmas time. So you've been good here on the MACD. The only time I would start worrying is if the blue line starts curving down, right? As you can see, like when the blue line starts curving down, then the buying pressure will start to die down. And then when buying pressure dies down, if it keeps dying down, then it turns into selling pressure. And you're not going to get that right now with Fetch AI. So I think Fetch AI is good to go. And one more indicator here, the market cipher B indicator, is showing that money flows in the green. And your momentum is up. And you got a green buy dot on January 1st. All right, so I think it's all systems go for Fetch AI to go to higher prices. But just be careful because the RSI is overbought still, and you might get rejected. All it takes is just some bad news with the market or the economy or Fetch AI itself, and you could drop down to like 26 or even 23 cents here. Okay, but if it's all good and nothing knocks us down, then I think we're gonna head up to that blue line there, 41 cents on Fetch AI. Kitty Kush is in the chat. Good to see you, Kitty Kush. You want us to look at virtuals? I think I could fit you in there. Just take a look at all these coins I've been looking at here. Yeah, my TikTok guys, you see that? You know, all those coins here on the whiteboard. Very busy day, but I get it because, like, you know, market is up. People are making money and people still want to make money. All right. It's a lot more exciting to talk about crypto when it actually goes up in price, right? All right, let's see. Virtuals. I actually sold my virtuals today. I just don't know. Like I got so anxious seeing Bitcoin at 94,400 or 500 earlier today, and or whatever it was at 94,000. I was like, and then everything else was up, and people getting all excited, and I was like, oh my god, I need to sell something. So I sold some of my Solana and I sold some virtuals because I was like, I'm gonna get mad at myself if we drop down in price. And sure enough, we did drop down this afternoon, but it might have been a buy the dip opportunity. So let's look at virtuals here. But I'm glad I sold because it's just prudent. Like, you know, if price goes up, it's whatever. I still got more to sell. But if price goes down, I'm gonna be happy that I sold that. What could have been like the highest price I could get. All right. Thank you, Thomas, for following me here on TikTok. Thank you, Elijah, for following me here on TikTok. And Mario says thanks. You're welcome, Mario. Alright, so now looking at virtuals. Virtual is currently trading at $1.14, up 5.23% today. We got as high as like $1.19 earlier today. Okay. And yeah, there you go. 200-day moving average acting as resistance right now for virtuals. Okay, it's also a high volume node, kind of a high volume node here at $1.21. So you hit the resistance on virtuals. You can understand why I decided to sell some of mine, right? I think that was no reason. I saw that we were near the 200-day moving. I was like, oh boy, if I do not sell at the 200-day moving average and this thing drops down to like 80-70 cents, I'm gonna be mad at myself. Because I do remember virtuals being at like 60 cents in December, like towards the end of December. We were at like 64 cents. So this thing almost like doubled in price. I had to sell. I had to sell because like I would have been mad. I would have been mad. I would have been like, oh my god, you know, virtuals pretty much doubled in price and I didn't sell. So, anyways, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. We do got some support below us if this thing does start to drop below us. We got the 100-day at $1.05 and the 50-day at 98 cents. That's also confluent with some of the high volume here on the VRVP indicator. So, you know, $1.10 should act as support because it is below us right now. But if virtual is just going to continue being a Billy Badass and going up to high prices here, then, you know, once we get past $1.21, you got a drop in the VRVP, and then you got $1.32 could act as resistance, $1.37 as well, but then you get the value area high at $1.44. That is an even better area to sell virtuals. So if you weren't as impatient as I was or anxious about, you know, being in profit and not taking profit, then you should most likely take profit when it hits $1.44, because I just don't know if we're going to go past that and you know, and go further than that, because that is a high volume node here. Okay, you would basically be selling at the same price that some people were selling it here in October. They were buying and selling it at $1.49, $1.50 here. So I mean, these people here, they're still underwater. And what do you think they're gonna do when they're back to break even again? And it's been like 3 or 4 months of all this pain. They're gonna want to sell, and I think it might be a good idea to try to sell some virtuals along with them. Okay, because there's definitely gonna be some sellers at $1.50 here for virtuals. Kitty Kush is saying, what is my favorite chart of the evening so far? Yeah, that's like, I know we also had another guy that was like, what's my favorite coin that's gonna like launch up to higher prices? I mean, after all the charts that we were looking at, a lot of these coins have been doing pretty good so far. I mean, I'm in a Bitcoin and Ethereum long, if that gives you any idea. I think Bitcoin could climb back up to 94,500. And there was a guy here that was talking about shorting Bitcoin at 93,000. He shorted at 92,900. And I said, I think Bitcoin wants to climb up in the next couple hours here. And sure enough, Bitcoin is now at 93,500. If he is still in the chat, and if he is still interested in trying to short, I would try to, you know, maybe in the next hour or two, see if Bitcoin gets up to like 94K, and then I would try to short. But yeah, we were talking about Bitcoin about an hour ago, and I was like, you know, I gotta look at the momentum indicators here again. But we were talking about this on the 1 hour time frame. If you guys remember early in the live stream, for those who've been around, sticking around for a while here, I was like, selling pressure is dying down on the 1 hour time frame for Bitcoin, and this could cause Bitcoin price to climb up. And sure enough, it is causing the price of Bitcoin price to climb up. And I said, you know, one of two things could happen here. Okay, either selling pressure is going to die down, and we're going to get a MACD flip, and you'll see green candles showing up here later on tonight on Bitcoin. And if that's the case, then you're going to see 94K Bitcoin all over again, maybe even 95K. However, The other thing that could happen is, the MACD selling pressure could die down, and then it could start increasing again. And if you see that, that would be a time to short. If you see the selling pressure start increasing again, and that's why I was like, yeah, selling pressure could die down, and then it could start increasing again. I just showed that right there. Okay. But that's why I said, the next couple hours is going to try to are going to help tell you whether Bitcoin is going to drop down or continue going up here. Because if it does increase selling pressure, then this moving average, this blue line, is going to reject that orange line, and the blue line will come down, and so will the orange line. Okay. But it looks like we're about to get a MACD crossover, and if this continues doing what it's doing, then yeah, Bitcoin's going to probably head on to like 95K, maybe 96K tomorrow, and that's why I'm in a Bitcoin long right now. I'm still in a long here on Bitcoin on WEEX exchange. I got in at 91,700. I took a little bit of profit about an hour ago when we were looking at Bitcoin, and then I'm still in an Ethereum long right now. It looks like I entered at 3160 is what my average price is for that Ethereum long. So I would say stick to Bitcoin chart, because Bitcoin's going to help tell you what most of the cryptos are going to do. Okay, so that is the chart of the evening, is Bitcoin itself. Because if Bitcoin's going to climb up, and if Bitcoin's going to stay healthy here, then these altcoins are also going to continue printing money as well. So my favorite chart of the evening, to answer your question, is Bitcoin. It is, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, the end-all be-all for crypto. If Bitcoin doesn't go up, that's going to be hard for all these other altcoins to do well, unless they got some coin-specific news that's going to help them. So I would just stick to Bitcoin, to be honest with you. It's going to tell you everything else you need about crypto. And I'm glad I was able to talk about Bitcoin there. All right, because I think I'm ready to end the live stream. I've been live for about a couple hours. I did get off to a late start, but I'm also finishing off later than I normally would, so that's fine. But yeah, to end this live stream, I think if Bitcoin is going to drop down on us, right? We got a POC here at 92,450. Hopefully that holds. But I know we definitely have some support here at 91,400, which is pretty much where Bitcoin did come down to. Like, it went down a little bit below that, but this was a high volume node here on the VRVP indicator here, 91,400. That needs to hold, okay? And if it doesn't, then it could get worse, and we could see 90K, 90,500 is another high volume node here, okay? Those are your downside targets, and then upside targets for Bitcoin, 94,500. We gotta see that hit one more time here, okay? And then after that, I mean, I gotta zoom out here, but after that, we could see, just looking at the Fibonacci, we could see 97K for Bitcoin. That's your 1272 Fibonacci extension to the upside. I think by the time the price climbs up to there, that's also where this 50-day moving average will probably trend down towards. So I think 97, 98K is the next area to look for on Bitcoin if we get past 94,500, 95K. All right, but yeah, upside targets right now, 94, 95, and then of course 97, 98, just to sum that up. Benjamin says Solana, bro. We did talk about Solana. I talked about Solana like 20-30 minutes ago, and I talked about it in the beginning of the live stream, and I'm about to end the live stream, but I'll look at you one more time. Solana, right? Solana on its way up to $143, $144 is the high volume VRVP node, right? The value area high is at 143 bucks. That's probably where Solana's gonna go next. If it can get past that, then we're gonna jump up to like 153 to like 163 bucks here. Okay. Downside target, Solana could come down to 132, which is where that POC is at. That should act as support. If it doesn't act as support, then we got $123 as the downside target for Solana. All right, Benjamin, come follow me and actually come on to Discord. If you have like requests for specific coins, or if I missed your request or whatever, you can actually ask me that again here on the Meet Damien Discord server. where you'll see when I go live. You'll see what positions I'm in, and then you'll see other people talking about and bragging about their positions. But then, you know, you can ask me about your specific coin, and then I can either talk about it there in the general chat, or we can actually look at it here in trade setups. You know, we do have people talking about the coins that they're getting into, and what their entries are, what their stop losses are at, and where their take profits are at. All right, so there you go. Come on to the Meet Damien Discord. The link to join, one more time, is here on the bio for TikTok. That's the bio to my page. You'll see the Discord link right there. Okay, so we can continue the conversation when I'm not live streaming, and you won't feel like I missed out or that I missed your coin. Or if you have another question and I'm not live streaming, you can still ask me questions there. All right. Okay. All right, guys. I'm done talking. I'm out of energy. I will try to go live again tomorrow, same time, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. If anything changes, I'll let you know in the Discord. But let's plan on seeing each other again, same time tomorrow, guys. I'll talk to you later, and good luck trading and investing in whatever asset you decide to get into. Take care, guys.